Hello, everybody. My name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you the Chicago Beartics season recap for WWC Season 5 Delta. I am about, 15 minutes off of losing to Sandy, so I'm not really in the best of moods, but I'm sorry, I'm watching my parents. They're making a bunch of noise out there, and I don't know if it's being picked up on the camera or audio or not, but I honestly just want to put this team to bed and be done with it. I am not happy. I'm not in a good mental state because of what was said at the beginning of the season and how much pressure I had put on myself, and the fact that I didn't live up to what I said I would do, and maybe everybody else was right and I didn't belong in Delta, but I don't want to talk about that. So yeah, we lost 3-0. If I'd hit Stone Edge with Arrow versus Ninetales, Vale never would have gone up. Ninetales would have died, and I would have been in a position where Sandslash couldn't sweep in the end because of hail. I'd probably win that game if I hit that Stone Edge, actually, because Gengar could have outgunned the Greninja, and Charizard could have finished off the rest as long as I'd played around it. Yeah. So, missing Focus Blast at the end, I could have at least dropped the differential down a little bit, but it is what it is. So, Charizard X finishes as the kill leader, just tied for kill leader with Serp, just behind Gengar and Urshifu coming up behind that. I won 3 straight, lost 2, won another one, so I started the season 4-2, and then I never won again after I won week 6. So, I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. We ended up finishing 6-4 plus 9 because of the 2 forfeits, but I don't know. Urshifu, I loved it. I wish I'd built a team better around it. It just didn't get to shine, so I mean, you guys know that I've got Urshifu in another league, so I'm going to try it again and see if I can't get it running. Charizard definitely didn't have as good of a performance as, I am missing 2 games because I didn't get to play them, so maybe the kills would have been different had I played those 2 games. I might have had him on break 10 kills or whatever, but Charizard's definitely an interesting mon. I will be redrafting Charizard X in the near future as I start to, stay away from Hydreigon and Haxorus and Goodra. Charizard X will be another dragon that I revisit again. Gengar I'm loving, it does the work that it needs to do when I need it to do work. So I will definitely be looking at Gengar again. It's just a lot of times I don't have points to do Gengar, so I have to do a lower tier grass type or a ghost type. But if I can make Gengar work on teams again, I will definitely use it. I love it. It's a great Scarfer. It's a great specs user. It just flows really nicely on a lot of teams. Great move pool, all that sort of stuff. So expect me to use Gengar again. Tapu Fini, my favorite Tapu to use. By far, hands down. Lele would be a very... Lele and Finny are tied, I would say, actually. So, they are my 2 favorite Tapus to use. I only had Finny for 3 games, and it absolutely put in work for me. I think it's fantastic. Mon, yes, its ability can kind of screw you on grounded dragon types, but I definitely will look at Finny again. For use in the future. Eel, I'd forgotten how fun Electros is. It went 3-3, but it put in a lot more work. Assault Vest really helped it out. I ran a spec set, I ran a scarf set that did some work. Obviously, it became a headache for coaches because it picked up 3 kills as a lower point mon. Serp, I drafted this coming off of my BRL where Serp just absolutely went nuts. Serp still goes nuts. Again, it's a points thing like Gengar, where I get myself into a position where I don't have the points, or Like right now I'm doing a couple of Wi-Fi leagues, so I don't have SERP available to me there. I will continue to pick up SERP from time to time. I have found a much more enjoyable path with it than early in my career when it didn't do a whole lot. Mamo, again, tends to be a disappointment for me. I know it is such a powerhouse mon and a hard mon to deal with, but it's not something that I'm, good at using, apparently. Having it go 3 and 8. Fortress, I ended up not bringing much after the first couple weeks. I really wish I had a better steel type. That severely hindered me at times this season, and I didn't have the points or the free agents to pick it up or get anything. So I definitely need to find a better steel type. Arrow continued to be a big disappointment for me. I didn't like it the first time I picked it up. I still don't like it now, so I think that Arrow will probably not be coming back for a long time. I don't fuck with a Shuckle. There are so many better web setters, in my opinion. Rabombi, Araquanid, Vikavolt. I honestly would rather draft Orbeetle and Galvantula over this thing. Slurpuff is better at setting webs. So I don't expect me to pick up Shuckle again. Florges is just a waste of momentum. The fact that it's not Fairy Grass type, the fact that it gets no coverage, the fact that it kills so much momentum. That swap for Finny was such a good swap on my end. I think the Rotom Wash swap too. Neither of those really worked out, and Galarian Weezing was there for a week until I decided that I wanted to, roll with Finny. So, but that is my thoughts on the Mons that I used. If we go take a look at the Mon records, Charizard's in the top 7 now, tied with both Manaphy and Goodra. Granted, its differential is 0 because it gets, 25 and 25, so I hope I can improve that. I've been laddering and I ran into somebody using a Mega Charizard X with Swords Dance Scale Shot, and it swept my team. And honestly, I wish I brought Scale Shot over Dragon Claw versus Sandy because I would have won the game then. But it is what it is. So Garchomp checks in there. SERP also checking into the top 10. Gengar 13 or 12th, pushing into the top 25. I'm still Dragon heavy. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Dragons still in the top 25, but getting some more variety, getting some more Mons that I'm comfortable with breaking into that 20-point barrier with, SERP and Charizard coming in here. And Gengar is not too far behind. Looking for the rest of the Mons on Rotom Wash is 10 and 20 minus 10. 5 times using it. I don't plan to draft Rotom Wash again. I don't like it as a defensive Mon. I want more. I would rather have Rotom be like Rotom Freeze or Rotom Cut, which are the more offensive ones. I have not enjoyed Wash or Heat. I've actually never used Cut. Let's see. Mamoswine, 7 and 13 now. So I did about the same the 2 times I've used it. There's Urshifu checking in at 58th. So, and then the rest are all, there's Eel 4 and 5. So the rest will just check in there. As far as the differential goes, I don't think anybody really made it into the top. Well, Gengar's in the top 10. No, Gengar's just outside the top 10. But other than that, I don't think anybody else is from this team is still up here because the rest of them are really close to 0. So as far as the career goes, 116 and 177. So I'm about a third of the games I win. Minus 209 differential is horrific. I'm 4 and 10 in playoffs with minus 19. Gen 8, I'm 49 and 74, minus 78. This is a lot closer than this number is. So that's at least a positive sign, is I'm closer overall. I am 1 and 5 in playoffs though in Gen 8, which is not great. Why are you negative sum? You should not be negative sum, you should just be sum. Okay. So there we go, and then -7. So at least they've been close. Like, my 5 losses have been close. So that's a positive. I did start stat tracking my individual teams just because I was curious. Yes, the Valerian Cities Auroras actually haven't made any appearance yet. The Beartics, surprisingly, are the best team that I've used. They're 51 and 65, -64. I mean, the Corviknights don't have a big sample size. They've qualified for quarterfinals 6 times. They've made semifinals 3 times. The Charizards are losing, like, significantly bad. Though they have made playoffs quite a bit. It's just they lose a lot of games. The Corviknights are pretty close. But again, the Corviknights don't have a lot of reps. The Beartics have 2 years reps already, and the Charizards weren't that far behind the Beartics. And now, I know I said this was going to be the Chicago Beartics, swan song, but I've never taken the Beartics into Wi-Fi, and so I wanted to take the Beartics into Wi-Fi I wanted to take the Beartics into Wi-Fi, and I know WWC is never going to go Wi-Fi because I just don't want to deal with it. That's why I'm partners with LDL, so Jet can run Wi-Fi and deal with it, and I don't have to deal with it. So I am going to take the Beartics into Wi-Fi League and see how they do, and then they will be semi-retired. I will pull them out when I need them, but the Zeraora are going to become the predominant team that I use instead of the Beartics, unless I get myself in 4 leagues or something like that. But I know this was supposed to be their swan song. It didn't go out the way I wanted it to. I'm hoping that a Wi-Fi chip with the Beartics, then if I win a chip with the Beartics and Wi-Fi, then I'm done. The Beartics are going to retire, but that's going to be it. I'm glad I talked through this now because I'm feeling better. I'm not as mad as I was about the loss to Sandy, but thank you guys for watching. It's been a long season. Check out the WWC channel. We'll keep bringing you the matchups for finals and all that. So I'll see you guys next time.